Hey! Hello, viewer. Today it is. Well, you know what day it is. It's Wednesday, July the 19th, 2023. I am Mr. Brown, and I trust you are all doing very well today. On this evening's stream/podcast, we are discussing the goings on in the entertainment and on the social media over the last, 2 days really. Lots of tidbits are dropping, so let's just talk bollocks again. But before we begin, and it's a big but, you can find us here on the YouTube, or if you prefer your entertainment in the Z podcast form, we are also on Spotify. All the links are in the description. Also, Rebecca Gold if you're wanting to support the Mega Geek. So, if you've not shut down for the evening, as I always say, lots to get through. Well, there isn't. Shall we get the guests out? You know it, of course. We should. Okay. First, watch out, War and Peace. He is the Star Wars novelist, the jester from Leicester. It is Swappers.
Hello, Mr. Brown. How is everybody this evening?
Exceedingly good cakes.
I've been awfully busy this week, taking on a new apprentice in the force, don't you know?
Who is it? Is it Hugh Hedwoods?
Not this time. He was unavailable, strangely, but I've got a new second in command. He goes by the name of Darth Kipling. He seems to be cooking up a storm in the Death Star kitchen, like toy. Now, I've just looked in there.
Jimmy Bakewells.
He seems to be cooking up a raspberry flan, which I can't wait to try. I bought him a book of Mary Berry's cooking recipes, and I'm hoping at some point he'll be supplying the Death Star canteen with a wide assortment of confectionaries.
Are you well, my friend? Hello?
I'm still here. I was just biting into a cherry bakewell. He does make
Exceedingly good cakes.
Yes, anyway, Mr. Brown, I'm very well, yes. How are you doing?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. How's that book going?
It's going well, actually. Yeah. Going to Storm, making loads of progress on it. So it's just the editing that takes a while. So I should, once that's out of the way,
ready to go. Years to go then?
Only about another decade. I mean, that's no more than that.
You'll be in charge of Lucasfilm by the time you get it out.
Yeah, well, if a lot of my ideas, then who knows? I mean, well, we shall see. I expect we've got something coming up on the show tonight that talks about that.
Here you go, mate. Andy Mouse 123. Hello, Andy. I like cherry bakewells.
You haven't tried mine yet, Andy Mouse.
And on that bombshell, shall we get the next guest out?
Oh, please do.
Okay, great to have you on, mate. From a VPN far, far away, it's the golden reach around droid of choice. It is Z of the 3PO.
It is indeed me, and I'm back once again.
How are you?
I'm very good, sir.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely positive.
Are you able to eat cherry bakewells?
Unfortunately not. I cannot digest any human food of any form whatsoever. I leave all the eating on this stream to Mega Geek. Ice cream, yum.
He does love munching on a monster.
I was speaking of munching on a monster. How's Uncle Owen?
Vicious as ever, sir.
Oh, and on that bombshell, shall we get the next guest out?
Oh, let's please. I can barely sit down from the excitement.
Great to have you on, mate. Okay. Okay. Sorry, my script's all over the place. Sorry, folks. I need glasses. Okay. And last, but by no means least, hopefully there's another guest coming. He is the destroyer of our favourite franchise. His trilogy is on the back burner. You know who it is. It is Ruin Barbie Johnson. Hello there.
I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. You can brush my teeth, undress me everywhere. Imagination, life is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party.
Ow,
Hello,
ow,
man
ow.
babies.
Let's go party.
That's
Hello, mate,
just
you
you,
all right?
Brownie. Good to be back, Brown. I'm back. I was half worried you'd still be doing goddamn Phantom Menace, and I was trapped in some recurring nightmare. But
I think luckily that was put to bed some weeks ago.
thank God for that.
Did you know I totaled the duration of that up?
I'm going for double figures in the hours.
1/6. That's 16
Jeez.
hours it took us to
Wow.
put that puppy to bed. 16 hours.
You really should. You should pay the people who had to sit through that, Brown. That was.
We all paid for that one.
Yeah, we did.
So, how's the trilogy going?
Oh, the trilogy's going fabulous. Yes, plenty of work. I mean, sorry, for legal reasons, I'm obviously not working at the moment because there's a writer's strike. So, sorry, I didn't mean.
Well, you never did write anyway, did you?
Edit that part out.
Technically.
No, but it's all going well, and obviously, the more drivel that comes out, the more I'll likely to get my trilogy, and however I can get it, Disney Plus, YouTube, whatever will take me. Yes.
Speaking of dribble, how is Kathy?
Well, she is dribbling in the corner, and yeah, she's got a touch of the Joe Biden. We just wheel her out, and she hasn't got a fucking clue where she is. But what's that?
Rohypnol.
Oh well, only
Roofies.
Well, when I get the urge, but better not get into that. But no, Kathy's still our fabulous leader. She's still leading the way, giving us great content. And I was just saying in the green room, Brown, I was lucky enough during my holiday to witness the new Indiana Jones movie and more fantastic work from Kathy's leadership.
No.
Yes.
No.
Oh yes, it was an adventure.
Stinker.
That's for sure.
It's great to have you on, mate.
Oh, thank you. It's good to be back. Good to see you all. And
shall we get the last person out? Okay. I'll read it as per script. First up, set your Jedi power phasers to stay brave. It is Brygon Jin. Hey.
hey.
And his
Hey. Even sorry, the internet went funny. You were roboting. I thought it was yours, Brett, but it turns out it's actually mine. Thank you, Virgin Media and Richard Branson, if he's still in charge.
I think it's mine as well. Yeah, I was roboting.
Yes.
I think we're all roboting.
Much of the Ormond Olliers on the Eggphone. Yes, I'm not bad. Yeah. So I'll start off by saying good evening to Brown, good evening Z, good evening Swappers, good evening Ruin, and of course good evening to the chat.
Yes, good evening, you bloody Jedi.
Obviously not to talk over you, Brian. Here we go. Look, super chat already. Nikki Rellahan for £5. Everybody, real money. Ruin is back. Finally, finally same. What? Finally, there's some.
You fucking butchered it, Brown, for Christ's sake.
Okay, right. From the top. Nikki Rellahan, super chats, £5. That is real money, folks. Real money. Ruin is back. Finally, there's some class back on this channel.
There's no accounting for taste, is there?
No.
I paid Nicky £10 to put that super chat on. He's pocketed the other £5. I want my £5 back, Nicky. But I appreciate it. Thank you very much. And someone needs to defend Disney with all these man babies, don't they?
And then Nicky goes, yes. Okay. So, Brian, did you have a great vacation, my friend?
No, I didn't. No, it wasn't very good at all.
Oh, no.
Well, at least you're back in Ruin's backyard now in your tent, so life's good again, yes?
Back where I belong. Maybe I'll tell you some details, some fun details in the green room that are kind of inappropriate for telling the stream.
You mean I would get demonetized?
Possibly.
Okay. It's genuinely great to have you on, my friend.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here.
Shall we say hello, chat? Hello,
Yes.
chat.
Hello, chat.
Hello,
And
chat.
Ruin's got access. Ruin, pack it in.
I just thought, Attack of the Clones, that you got to give the people what they want.
We're going to get
Got
to
the best chat on YouTube, I do believe. They do have exceedingly good takes.
3,000 subscribers, I do believe.
Oh, wow.
We've got another 250-ish to do.
Fabulous.
A 12-hour Charlie stream to keep us going through the night.
Yes. Okay. Shall I get some graphics up? Yes, I think I should.
What does that even mean, Mr. Brown?
Ooh.
It
Is
could
it
mean anything you want.
To be arranged?
Possibly. That was the
To be
initial
announced?
thought.
Is it the Brown Alliance? Is it
I didn't-
3PO's bloody anus?
Tantalising bottom adventures.
It's 3PO's battered anus.
Well, that is its usual state of affairs. What does the chat think it means?
Chat, any suggestions, TBA? Obviously, we know number 4 means number 4. Oh, see, here we go. Black lives or black votes? Too bogged around.
Popped around. Good
My
effort.
mouse has died. Mouse, don't die, please.
Tuberculosis Alliance.
Yes. Bishop Moore, one of the original founders of the channel, Bishop, the brown ass. Yes.
I think Darkside Bob has nailed it already.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I can't say this. Ceteris paribussis. Teas, balls, and... Yes.
Sounds like somebody's already had a reach around from me.
Yeah, this is all very kind of brushing the demonetization.
Well, if you really want to go there, Brown, what about a bit of transsexual Barbie?
No, pack it in!
Always.
Yeah, that's the stream demonetized. Cheers, pal.
What? It's a perfectly legitimate gender. What's the problem?
Not on YouTube, it's not.
No. Fascists.
Talk bollocks always. Yeah, that's a good. I quite like that. What do you reckon, boys and girls? That's not bad.
Yeah, Franco's always good for a chat, isn't he?
God, I need a new mouse. Mouse, stop it. Work, please. Here we go. Yes, that's more like it.
Side Defeat's got a good one there, Brown.
Oh, God. There's a... I think people must have some very discerning tastes in this chat.
Mr. Brown Alliance.
Amazing how much mileage you can get out of 3 letters.
Oh my god.
If I tell you what, should we just sit here, talk? Should we just sit here, do nothing, and let the chat just run this stream completely?
Looks like
we
they do
should.
already. Yeah.
We can get longer than Phantom Menace out of this, I think.
Yeah, look, see. Yeah, there you go.
Fucked again. That's very
Jeez,
good.
that's very good, very good, very good. Yes, very good. Very good.
Tagcaster.
See, yes,
Apologies to
very
the good people of Tagcaster.
And apologies to YouTube for having to review this stream. Sorry, guys and girls and boys. And
I've already reported this stream for pornographic words.
Brian, I'm not going to do Brian's. Anyway, look, listen, shall we start? If I tell you what, I'm just going to start doing this.
Can you do the punchable faces one before
Yeah,
we move
punchable
on?
face. I was thinking. The same.
Where is it? The chat is moving up so quick. Go on, Ruin.
Okay, I'm looking at it. Here it is.
Earn your money.
Good work.
I will say the chat do not represent the opinions of this channel and me.
Other opinions are available.
Yes, but we
Just
but
not
we
in
we
the
welcome
stream.
all opinions. Yes, all are just as valid as the others. Okay, so
Question for you, Brown, if I could.
yes,
Via Franco Waller, are you a tits man, a balls man, or an arse man?
I'm all of them apart from the middle one.
Oh, you disappoint me. I thought you were more open-minded.
Maybe not yet. Desperation does funny things. Anyway, okay, so
Change TBA to Teabagging Alliance.
gadunga dunga. Shall we get on with it, folks? That's
Let's.
17 minutes talking bollocks again.
We
Okay.
did 16 hours talking bollocks.
We did.
Last
Okay.
month, so.
Great to see everybody in the chat. You are the best. We love you all. Truly, you are the best. Okay. If you've made it this far and you're enjoying this, you know what to do. You know what to do. Share it, subscribe it, just press some buttons. You know what you have to do.
Oh, it's a lovely teal colour.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? And if you're feeling, if you're feeling generous, and I know a few of you are just super generous, again, you know what to do. Okay, let's get on with it. Let's get on with it.
Oh, for fuck's
This is out.
Yes, it is. I've not heard good things about this at all. I saw one tweet that said, if you take a shot of tequila every time the patriarchy is mentioned, you'll be dead before the end of the movie.
We don't even do that on our streams, do we?
No.
Ruin, is this your cup of tea? I imagine it is.
Oh, well, you know, I do like a strong, independent female lead character. So, yes, I can't wait for this one. It's, I think it's this weekend, isn't it? It's dropping. And the critics' reviews are in. And, you know, if you're on the just left of Chairman Mao, then I think you're going to love this. But everyone else with half a brain, I don't know, could be a bit of a stretch. But... yes, I don't know. It's easy targets, isn't it? Let's put the boot in on the men, and yeah. Well, it's what can I say? She's no Mireille Sue, but
she's no Rose Tico.
What would you give her out of 10? Incidentally, Brown.
Ooh, Margot Robbie.
No,
Barbie.
No, Barbie. Don't pretend.
Out of 10, Mark.
Do things a mark out of 10. If you had to give me a number out of 10 for Barbie,
it's like Hobson's choice. I'm going to give her 7 out of 10.
Oh, okay.
Okay, moving on. Swappers, are you looking forward to this one?
But as much as I'm looking forward to playing with my baby niece's toys, which is actually quite a lot. So let me take that back. this is totally not something I would ever go and pay money to watch in the cinema ever, unless it was completely apolitical and had some cutting edge, knowing, tongue-in-cheek humor. But I really don't think it will. I think it's just going to all be about pushing political ideologies, isn't it? Let's face it.
Yeah. Here folks. Black lives or black votes. Did anybody see Grace Randolph's take?
No.
No, the tumbleweed suggests not, but maybe.
I saw it, but I can't remember.
I think I did. Yeah, I think she just loved it, basically.
All right.
If I could stand Grace Randolph's voice for more than a third of a second, then maybe I would have, but no.
If I see a Grace Randolph tweet on my timeline, I'm wondering how she got past my word block.
Brian?
Yes. First in line for this one.
I thought you would be.
I'm just amazed that they managed to find the plank that is Ryan Gosling apart, but he's actually more plastic than himself.
Oh.
I don't really have too many problems with this film. I think if you're going to have crap activism and brainwashing, you should keep it to the ladies' films, their own brand of unique bollocks, because it's obviously pandering to possibly the young ones and the older ones, especially who may have a bit of nostalgia and want to hear all this kind of crap. As long as they keep it away from Star Wars and all the stuff that you might be interested in, I really don't care.
Yeah, as long as they keep it away from us, yeah.
I think if I would ever watch this film, it would be with music or something interesting playing in the background, and I would just have it on with the sound off and just be ogling Margot bouncing about in her lycra / spandex. So I think I'll give it a miss at the cinema at least.
I'm kind of thinking. I was kind of half tempted up until I saw the reviews. I was a quarter. Can you have a quarter tempted?
Brownie, just to clarify, what was tempting you exactly? Were you actually considering going to the movie on your own, big long Mac, back row,
with tissues? Yes.
You know, sock in your pockets, and
I was going to borrow some socks off Mega Geek.
Mega Geek, well, he's got plenty. Yeah.
I'm still trying to live down having seen Charlie's Angels, the first one in the cinema, so I'm not even going to think about getting near this one.
Brian, are you available to read a super chat, please?
Possibly. Nikki Relihan for £5 says, even if it's bad, I'd rather have Margot Robbie's feet on screen instead of Bree's feet.
That's a good call.
I bet you that's not in your slides, is it, Brownie?
What, Brie or Bree's feet?
Well, both.
I suppose we should be thankful we didn't get Amy Schumer.
Oh,
dear.
A body positive Barbie.
Why did they ever take her out of the casting? I don't understand.
I don't know about you guys. I thought this film could go either way. It could either be like super fun, feel good movie, or just the feminist's wet dream. But I think they've gone down the latter, haven't they? What I've read.
With anything that's released these days, you have to expect it's going to be a political nightmare, don't you? Really, just pushing the message. I would have hoped it would have been something like Clueless, because that was a generally good film.
It was a great film, yes.
Yeah, but in this day and age, you just forget it, I think.
What do you think? If this had been made, say, 10 years ago, I think it'd have been super fun, yeah?
Possibly.
If this had been made 10 years ago when you didn't have your channel and didn't even think of the possibility of trying to fill the channel with content, this would have gone further under your radar than a friggin' Titanic sub.
Yeah.
I wonder what the merchandise is going to be like from this film. Do you think they'll have any action figures or anything like that?
There'll be lots of pink stuff, I would imagine. Anyway, okay. So it says there July 21st. I'm sure it's probably if you're busting a gut to go see it, I'm sure it'll be out tomorrow somewhere on previews maybe. But I think I don't know about you guys. I think I'm giving this one a wide berth.
Yes.
Yeah. Here you go. not Brian. Moving on.
I do
Yes.
want to slightly push back on my number one fan's comment, Brian. There, Brian, you're not a fan of Ryan Gosling at all.
No, I think he's anything. Well, I shouldn't be scathing, but when I think about it, anything that I've watched him in, he's been an absolute plank of work. And I thought, is it maybe the role? So I deliberately went out and watched a couple more of his films,
All
and
right.
he just doesn't emote. The guy, he's just a plank, a shiny looking plank.
I thought Blade Runner 2049 was all right.
Well, that was the one I was
I
thinking. And
liked it.
Drive,
Yeah, I
I am
liked it.
impartial to a little bit of Drive, but
That was two of the movies that I watched, and I just think
Alright,
I don't
no.
see him acting in these two films at all. I just see a blank expression and looking slightly dull. Isn't really acting, as far as I'm concerned.
Here you go, folks. Side
Heavily
defeats.
cast.
Barbie is female, has tiny and no. Dylan must be
don't do it.
fuming not getting that role. Yowza. He was on holiday in Peru, wasn't he?
She.
Anyway.
Did you just misgender Dylan Mulvaney?
I didn't. I will say again, this channel, the
I don't-
guest
I
did
don't-
not represent.
I don't think he missed it at all. He hit it right on the head there.
He did. Anyway, okay.
Surrounded by bigots, terrible, shocking.
Let's move on. Get this right. Barbie has the best pre-sales for a film since Avatar: The Way of Water.
Is that any really great measure?
Yeah.
Stream Killer. I liked Avatar 2. I'm in the minority, but I liked it.
I thought it was terrible. It's just so boring.
I'm in the minority, but I liked it.
When was it, Brown? It was only about a year or so ago, wasn't it? It was a bit longer.
I can't even remember. Was it 3-4 months ago? December?
End of last year,
Christmas?
wasn't
I don't know.
Really,
Was
it
it
wasn't.
last year?
So
No,
it's
it's
not
not.
really. I mean, it's like saying, "Oh, that was the best lunch I had since lunch
The last
yesterday." You know,
It was the 16th of December.
right?
What?
So we're talking a matter of months. So it's not really.
I swear we're going down that black hole. Was it December?
Felt like longer, but
They're desperate for some kind of positive spin for the pre-release buzz for this movie, aren't they? But
It'll be interesting to see what sort of drop off it's got in its second week once word of mouth gets around.
Yeah. This is where we need Movie Cynic with his stats. He'd be able to work all this out.
Oh yes,
Why
it
is-
would.
Why is Ken blonde, incidentally?
I'm Brian. I'm so glad you mentioned this. I had the temerity to mention this on in a work meeting in a work environment, and I got absolutely slaughtered by obviously Barbie fans who were quick to inform me, no, Ken is blonde, but I always thought he was a brunette. I don't get it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm thinking of Cindy. Remember the English version, Cindy? You know.
what was?
Ah, is that what it
Bit
is?
of a goer, apparently.
Did Cindy have a boyfriend, or was that
I
action?
think yeah. Well, I'm speaking with far too much knowledge on this subject. I've got to rein myself in.
Cindy had a swimming pool that had a nice little buzzer that you press with a large red light on it that looked like Hal from 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Wow.
Here you go. Sorry, chat moved up. Abject Mediocrity asks, where does Ryan work? Is that Ryan or Ruin?
Well, I was in the Lucasfilm story group writing room, and yes, I was the only non-female allowed in the room. But
Was it more of a struggle session?
well, we had the flipboard up and we wrote some buzzwords which we wanted in the next Star Wars movie, such as dinosaurs and
Inclusion,
Mary Sue
diversity.
and-
Inclusion, diversity,
yeah.
representation.
Cindy did
Genderless,
have a boyfriend. His name was Paul.
Oh,
Paul.
Paul, yeah.
Paul.
and a younger sister called Patch.
Oh.
Patch and Paul. Paul. Here you go, folks. Melvin Deeply. Who wants to read that out? Swapper's gone.
R.I.P. Entertainment.
He's not wrong, is he?
How did it get to this, folks?
Absolutely correct with that. Yeah, I know.
Anybody know? We just want to be entertained, don't we? Okay. Right. Okay. We'll move on. I know what I'd rather see, Avatar than Barbie, but there you go. That's just me.
Before you move on, Mr. Brown, would you like a little bit of trivia? Well, despite you having
always,
moved on.
yes, always.
Yeah,
trivia.
a bit of trivia.
Yeah, go on.
You know what I'm like for a bit of trivia.
Yes.
Would you like to get open it to the panel and to the reprobates in the chat as well, as long as they're not cheating on Google? Would you like to try and guess at the top 5 biggest pre-sales movies, pre-sales figures, tickets? I'm not phrasing this very well. You know what I mean, though. Movies with the biggest pre-sales, the top 5.
Chat. So the question is, can you guess, without looking at the Google, the biggest top 5 pre-sales for a movie?
I'll give you a little clue. That
Is there 5 of them?
They're all within the last 8 years.
Oh, okay. So
be.
So it's not that one.
No.
It's got to be the Star Wars films and Marvel
Brian.
Endgame.
Oh, Brian's acing it. So Endgame's number 1, Brian.
Okay.
Force Awakens number 2.
Was it this one?
Fuck, was it?
That was number 6. Unlucky Bob.
Titanic always goes down well in my house. That film does. Endgame.
Endgame was that was number 1. No,
Jurassic
not Jurassic movies. No.
Okay. Cerritus Paribus. I'm just going to call you CP from now on. TFA.
Force Awakens.
TPM. Infinity War.
Infinity War's number 5. So far you've
TNA,
got
tits and ass.
You've got Endgame at 1, Force Awakens at 2, and you've got Infinity War at 5. You're missing numbers.
Is it this one?
3 and 4. No.
Do you know? I was thinking I'm assuming it's Star Wars. If it is Star Wars, I'm thinking it's got to be Star Wars before it all went wrong. So there's only 2 films that would fit that.
The Last Jedi.
Oh, well done, Z! Oh, so excited. Yes,
So
The
here
Last
we go, look.
Jedi.
And Rogue One? No?
Yes, Brian. Last
Really?
Jedi was number 3 and Rogue One was number 4. Yeah, can you believe?
Fuck.
Wow.
Yeah.
No, it was burst by the time Rise of Skywalker came
So
on.
Force Awakens, Infinity War, Endgame.
Yep, they're all on the list. And The Last Jedi and Rogue One is your top 5 biggest selling pre-sales of all time.
Yowza. Okay. Thanks for that trivia, my friend.
That's okay.
Okay, back to the topic in hand. Okay. So, Barbie debuts with 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. What the? Should we just move on? Okay, let's move on.
I mean,
cares?
it is
Nobody
the case,
cares.
though, isn't it? When typically when you get a very high critic score, it's normally the opposite for the audience score. No, that's not always the case.
Well,
but,
nobody's seen it yet for the
Yeah.
audience.
so I'd be surprised if the audience is anywhere close to that. But
One of the Hollywood Shill magazines gave Barbie 5 stars, Oppenheimer 3.
Fuck off.
oh,
Can you believe it? I thought, what's the world coming to? Okay, so we just know it's going to be dog shit. We were all kind of hoping that, okay, it might not be dog shit, but it is, isn't it, guys?
Do we really care? It's Barbie. Who gives a monkeys?
No.
Can make a pornographic version of it, as far as I'm concerned. That's probably what I'd watch that one, probably right enough, but I really don't care otherwise.
I'm quite looking forward to the pornographic version of Oppenheimer. I think it's called Popperheimen.
Jesus. Okay, one more. I think we've got one more Barbie, then we'll move on. Okay, Shad M. Brooks dropped to this. He of Friday Night Tights. And what's his channel, guys? What channel?
Shadiversity
Yeah.
and Night's Watch.
Yeah. Big YouTuber, folks. Warning, the Barbie movie is one of the most blatant, man-hating, activism-charged, deranged, subversive, intersectional pieces of insane, hyper-indulgent third-wave feminist propaganda I have ever seen.
Geez, well, I'm shocked. Well, not that shocked.
They're all buzzwords for the Lucasfilm group, aren't they, on that? What do you think, guys?
Crazy cat lady content, as I've just typed in the chat.
There you go, folks.
It's not one high on my watch list, but if you're into that sort of thing, go enjoy yourself.
Why is? Can I just ask why the hell's Shadiversity is going to see the Barbie movie? His videos are fantastic, and
he has a daughter.
Breakdowns. That's
and he's obviously in with the big crowd now, isn't he? So it'll have been for the Friday Night Tights.
Are there?
Slag off-a-thon.
What I want to know about this film before I go and see it is: are there actually any barbecues in it?
Oh, jeez.
Oh.
Welcome to Australian Puns.
Unless there's some spit roast action happening, I don't care.
Easy. I'd like to draw a comparison, if I could, with
yes,
a movie about a childhood toy which was done particularly well, relatively free of kind of political messaging and all the rest of it. Lego Movie. Really enjoyed the Lego Movie, and everyone I know who watched it had a good time. They've made 2 of them. You know, there must be a way of doing these films without getting so hyped up and political and divisive, and but it feels like Barbie movie's not going to go that way.
It's because that's all they know nowadays, and we've said it many times. They think they're changing the world. Yeah.
Can you imagine the state, if it got released today, the state of the Evil Knievel movie?
He would be evil.
They
He'd
think
be the bad guy.
They do think they're curing cancer. That's how bad it is.
They're creating it.
Yeah, in our minds. Anyway,
moving on.
Okay. I fear we got bogged down in barbecues. We'll put that one to bed, folks. I think best avoided. I do feel so. Okay.
It'll be interesting to see which way the box office numbers go, especially compared to this
down
gem.
Right. This is out the same day, I do believe.
Silence.
Hello. Anybody going to see this?
Not at the cinema.
Yeah, I want to see it as well. I can't see myself dragging my old boots along to the cinema to see this, to be honest. Although I do like a Christopher Nolan film. There's only really one key scene you're probably going to want to see in this on the big screen. Well, I think you guess what it is.
I was going to take the old fella. He's 95.
What, you're going to try and kill him off with a shock? You could have flashbacks if you sent him to see this.
Moving on. Okay, moving on. Okay, I was on the fence about this film. Should I go see it? Oh, I don't know. I've been reading some of the reviews and watched a couple on the tube from people I kind of respect what they say. And apparently it's very, very good, folks.
When's it out on Slotlights?
Friday.
Oh,
It's probably out now. It's probably out now. I think I'm going to go see this, folks.
I don't know whether to watch this first or Axel Braun's adult parody.
There's a few explosions in that one, I bet you.
Who's going to see this? Anybody going to go watch it in the chats? I think Iceman said he was going to watch it. Ruin, you going to watch it?
Yes, I'm actually contemplating going to watch this on the local IMAX because I've heard it's optimal viewing on the old IMAX. I think I saw an interview with the director or producer, someone, and I'm looking forward to this one. I
think I am now. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, Nolan, they're generally damn good films, aren't they? So, yeah, I actually didn't. I knew the name Oppenheimer, knew his involvement, but other than that, I don't know much about his background, his story, and I'm deliberately staying away from it.
Yeah.
I'd like to kind of go and experience it as much as, as naively as possible.
Here you go, folks. Simon Mills. Hello, Simon. We need to see movies like this.
That's a good point, isn't it?
I'm going to give this comment. Here we go. Listen, folks. This is important. Simon Mills in the chat. We need to see movies like this, or we get shite like Barbie.
I don't think it matters. We're going to get shite like Barbie no matter what.
Yeah. Well, here's a question. And abject mediocrity. I can see your comment there. Will you rein it in, please? Has there ever been a time when there's been two completely contrasting movies out at the same time? So you've got Barbie, which looks total and utter shite.
They're calling it Barbenheimer, or
Barbenheimer, and then Oppenheimer, which is really, getting into a really deep and disturbing subject. I'm trying to think. There must have been a time when we had, I don't know, two similar movies out. But the worrying thing is if Barbie does better than Oppenheimer, that's real misery, isn't it?
Someone said the one thing they've got in common is that both products were first released in Japan.
I think, right, therefore I am, obviously. Barbie is probably going to do very, very well the first week with all the I'm on my iPhone looking at my social media while I'm watching a film brigade. Yeah, meaning youngsters. And then second week it'll just tank probably because they won't remember, or they won't have the intellectual capacity to remember what had actually gone on in the movie. So word of mouth will be 0 on it. This is more adult, grown up, mature audience, old Gimmer type audience who want to go, and obviously Nolan fans as well, who want to go and watch old school theatre cinema. Pack it in. I think this will do very, very good on word of mouth, literally. No pun intended on that comment.
I hope someone splices the Indiana Jones Kingdom of the Crystal Skull fridge scene into one of the showings.
That'd be great.
That would be fantastic.
So good. Yeah.
So yeah, as I said, I thought I ain't gonna go see this, but the reviews have kind of changed my mind, and I think this is probably worth a watch. So
yeah,
Ruben,
I'll probably
you're in,
watch
aren't you?
it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it when it comes out on digital, but I'm not really interested in seeing it in the cinema.
Right. Okay. Right.
I do like Cillian Murphy. I think he's been quite underused by Hollywood, in my opinion. First saw him in The Dark Knight, I think. No, not Dark Knight. Batman Begins, and then in Sunshine, the sci-fi movie 2007. I thought he was excellent.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Some reviewers have said his performance is stellar. And we're not talking about lager either. Okay.
If it was more, if they promoted it as being vegan friendly, would you be more inclined to go and watch it? Like retitle it as "Make Room for the Mushrooms" or something like that.
As long as they're magic mushrooms, yes. Here you go, CP in the chat. This Napoleon and June 2 are my most anticipated films left for the year.
Yeah, possibly of the whole year. Yeah.
Apparently, my new catchphrase is June 2, June 2, June 2. Yeah, June 2 for me.
That June 2 trailer did sell me more than the first one did.
Oh, can't wait. We've had Mission Impossible 7. Yes. June 2.
I'm going to confess to everyone, I've not seen Dune 1.
Oh,
now it's just come on Amazon Prime, which I have. So is this something I need to do, Brown?
I thought you had my hopes up then. You totally subverted me. I thought you were going to confess to The Last Jedi being utter dog wank.
No, I'll never do that.
But you subverted, didn't you?
Yes. Well, are you avoiding the question, or are you?
Listen, here you go. Well, look. Here's your answer.
Yeah.
Oh.
But there's no sad hermit sucking space tits on an island.
You might
not
with
like
that
it.
then. No, it's not for me.
Oh, Bichette. Oh, Bichette. Oh, Bichette. He's not watched it either. Is it really on Amazon?
It is on Amazon. Yeah, it's on Prime. I did notice. Yeah, it's free as well. It's not one of these. Have a look at this. Just rent it for $15.99 plus ads.
I'd say watch that just before you're going to watch the sequel, and then you'll have like a really good experience of the two. Because the two halves are the same kind of thing, really.
Yeah. I do like Punchable Face. He does bring a lot to the chat, but it's get in the bin.
The Punchable Face is my favourite username we see in the chat, and there's a lot of brilliant ones out there, but just the expression and the Punchable Face.
Yeah, I will say Punchable, get in the bin.
I wish he was actually Brian Young's face, though. Then it really would be a punchable face.
See, here you go, Iceman. I saw Dune 2, was it Doom 2, trailer in IMAX at the MI7 screening, and it shook the seats.
There's a clarification from Punchable Face, Brown. I don't know if you've seen it.
Go on, you do it.
Oh, no, okay. Unless he said something else in between.
You mean this one? Yeah.
Yeah.
I am a bastard. You know that. There you go. Runs and hides.
Oh, look, Vex is in the chat. I didn't know that. Hello, Vex.
Hello, Vex.
Hello, Vex. She asked the question, have y'all got your Barbenheimer t-shirts? Am I? Oh.
We've got our Barbenheimer undies as well.
And range of sex toys.
Brownie's got a Barbenheimer blow-up doll, I believe, which he's been rogering every night.
Marco from the neck down, Killing from the neck up.
Unbelievably, it's the other way around.
Okay. Let's move on.
Marco's the back half and Killian's the front half. I think.
Let's move on.
But he only ever does missionary.
Best position, folks. Missionary recommended as by Mr. Brown. Okay.
Bollocks.
Well, sidestep anyway. Okay.
You can't even rest your pint on her back.
My 1 pint for the evening, yes. Okay. Christopher Nolan's Oppenheimer debuts with 96% on the Rotten Tomatoes from 49 reviews.
I've got to pull you up on the pronunciation here, Brown. It's a double P. Surely it's a hard double P. It's not Oppenheimer, is it? Or
Oppenheimer.
So what's that? The same as Barbie, just slightly more?
I thought Barbie had 100%.
Oh, did it? No, it was in the 90s, wasn't it?
Yeah, 100%, yeah. In fact, Barbie had 110%. I assume the new Ray movie. You know when the new, when your new Ray movie comes out, that will have 200%. First film ever to get 200%.
Yes, we're gonna hold our way through the percentage barrier. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I think I'm falling on my arse here, folks.
Favorite Cillian Murphy film or TV show? While we're talking,
What was it? He was in
It's fine,
Peaky.
John.
He was in Peaky.
he was in Peaky, yeah.
Which I'd
yeah.
never watched any of them. Anybody watch that? Any good?
Yeah, I watched all of it. I thought it was great.
No.
I've not
Sunshine
seen
is probably my favourite.
it.
What he's done.
Yeah, I did like Sunshine till it went weird at the end.
I did a bit.
I'm gonna go for quite an early one. 28 Days Later. Remember that one?
Yep.
Yeah, there's the third movie in the trilogy, 28 Years Later, is due to be made.
Really?
Yes,
Oh,
true
wow,
story.
cool.
Oh, I thought I saw that. I didn't know if it was genuine or not.
Yes, it absolutely is.
I hope it's a lot better than the second movie because that jumped the shark at one point.
Here you go, Jay Goodwin. Peaky Blinders is damn fine.
Are they all Brummies in that?
Yes, they are.
Peaky Blinders is great. It's Boston. 28 Days Later, yeah. Oh, sorry. My mouse died. Come on, mouse. Wake up. Here we go. Peaky is brilliant, but I loved Red Eye.
He was good in Red Eye, yeah, that's right.
Dunkirk
Mouse.
as well.
Dunkirk,
Quite
yeah,
enjoyed
good
him in
show.
that.
I quite like Dunkirk.
He was in Inception as well, actually.
Yeah.
Here you go. Memento.
Was he in Memento? Wow.
God, it's been a long time since I've seen
Mental, was
Yeah.
it?
I can't think of him in that at all. But yeah, great film.
that. That was a Nolan film, wasn't it?
What was the film he played a serial killer in? What was that one?
Cornflakes, the movie.
That was it. Yeah.
And of course, he played Scarecrow in the Nolan
Begins.
Batman movies
Batman, yeah.
Yeah.
and The Dark Knight.
Iceman says nobody likes Batman Begins. I see.
Eh? Right enough. That's a fair point. I was more thinking of films where he was in the lead, or he played the lead role rather. But yeah, I love Batman Begins.
Bishop in Time played the cop.
Oh, I love that movie. Yeah. Yeah, it's Timberlake, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's a great concept for a movie. I don't know, maybe it didn't quite nail it like it could have, but yeah, I really like that movie. Whenever it's on, I have to watch it. Yeah. Does anyone else know it? No, no, just me and Bidget. It's Justin Timberlake in the lead role. He actually does quite a decent turn, and I think it's Amanda Seyfried.
Oh, the ABBA woman. Here you go. Tom has some thoughts. He's in Inception, getting squinted at by Liot. I've only seen Inception once. Is it a good movie? I can't remember. I think I enjoyed it at the cinema.
Red Eye, that's the film where he played the serial killer.
Yeah, Red Eye.
Well, that's an interesting comment by. Oh, sorry, go on.
Didn't he play himself in the back? Yeah, probably. Sign of an actor. Plays yourself.
Well, that was an interesting comment as well by Will You Lick My Dick.
Where is it? Oh, here we go. The word Oppenheimer means resident of the upper settlements, which ironically is what he had a hand in wiping out in Japan. Yowza. Okay, right. We'll proceed at haste.
Oh,
Okay. Oppenheimer is Christopher Nolan's greatest masterpiece. This is where I was sold, actually. A film that is bone-chilling and utterly enthralling from start to finish. Robert Downey Jr. is supposed to be fan-tastic in it.
he's also vegan, don't you know?
We've all got our crosses to bear.
I'd love to know how they're going to make it enthralling, if it indeed is enthralling, when everyone knows what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well,
I mean, a lot of people watched and enjoyed Titanic, didn't they? So maybe
that's exactly what I was thinking, Swappers. Yeah, they managed to find a twist there, didn't they, to keep us enthralled. Yeah.
Come on, Ruin, you're a writer, director. Why should we be going to see this film?
Well, obviously we all know it ends in a nuclear bomb. So the way I would do it is have an actual bomb go off in every cinema house, and then really make it one of these 4D things where you feel the impact. You literally feel the limbs slapping you in the face, and the flesh being torn away from your skull. I mean. Yeah, let's go full immersive experience. Yeah.
That's a good point. I didn't know if they were showing it in 4DX cinemas, but it might be worth having a look.
You could go down the local butchers and start throwing pieces
while someone blows a hairdryer in your face.
Yeah, pieces of meat in the audience. Free rump steak with every viewing. Is that what you're saying?
Giblets. Yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, why not? Okay.
That's a big claim, though, isn't it? Greatest Nolan masterpiece, because he's done a few damn good movies, hasn't he?
Okay, so what movies do you think Nolan has done what are good? So, Z, you can go first. Your favourite Nolan. Chat, question open to you as well. Favourite Nolan?
The Dark Knight.
Hmm.
I love that movie.
For what reason? A sentence.
Heath Ledger.
It's a mighty sentence. Yeah, go on.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Swaps?
Linda, she was really sexy.
Go on.
I mean, her sisters were all right as well, but Linda was really...
Linda Nolan. God. There's one for the kids. Sorry, America. You've just lost all your American viewers, Brownie.
I don't know. We gained 4 viewers from Grimsby. Oh, that was the Dooleys. The Dooleys were from Grimsby, weren't they?
Were they? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Ruin.
I do like a lot of the Nolan movies. I'll go with The Prestige.
That's Caine, isn't it?
Caine?
Michael Caine? Was it Michael Caine?
It's Michael Caine. Yeah, he is in that. Yeah, you're right. He is. Yeah,
I've never even seen it.
It's Christian Bale and Hugh Jackman, I think, in the 2 lead roles. But you're right. Yeah,
I've never even seen it. I knew what started it. You've watched it and you didn't even know. Okay, so
it's been a while, but
Here you go. Andy Mouse, Tenet.
I've not seen that one yet. I've heard it's hard work.
I need to rewatch that one. Inception.
Yeah, good show.
Batman trilogy. Your favourite route.
Yeah.
Amber Sidaway in the chat. The Prestige. Abject. Dark Knight. Yeah. Andy, Dark Knight, Heath, yeah.
No shouts for Interstellar.
Boring.
That movie.
Swappers.
Nice.
Sorry, I didn't mean to talk over Z. I saw the porn parody of that. They didn't have to change the title for it, strangely.
It's a thinking man's joke, everybody. Iceman, Inception, TDK. That's a brand of Japanese VHS videotape, isn't it? And The Prestige. Insomnia is a great one, so is The Prestige.
Memento. Yeah.
See, there's always one. Andy, Interstellar. God, I wanted to like that movie.
Did he direct Man of Steel, or was he just did he produce her as a writer or what? I've got him vaguely.
He was producing. Was it
producing.
his brother? Was it his
Ah.
brother who had something to do with it?
No, he's one of the writers
Yeah.
for Man of Steel.
Yeah. Again, massively disappointed with that one.
Mm.
Speaking of, yes,
Brian, favourite Nolan film, and then you can do your speaking of.
Dark Knight by a country mile.
Okay. So, speaking of,
Speaking of massive, I can't believe you've been talking about Batman Begins and we haven't mentioned Liam, who was in Batman Begins.
Looking
Moving
forward
on.
to seeing him in the next Doom
Moving on.
movie.
Liam Neeson is massive wanger.
Yeah, so we're playing one of the sandworms.
I think what was the character name again? Raish Al Ghuli or something.
Ra's al Ghul.
No, it was Ginganguli.
Ah,
That-
right.
Ginganguli. Yeah, okay. Should we move on? Oppenheimer, I'm going to go see it. Friday, I'm going to go see it. I'll let you know what it's like, folks. If I get out of my pit in time, I'm going to go see it. I think we all should go see it. Support real filmmaking, folks. Speaking of...
Oh, God.
Speaking
God,
of
what's this?
real filmmaking, who saw this?
Well, what is it, first of all?
It's
Someone
like
talk
San
me through
Diego
it.
Comic Con to me.
Anybody know what it is?
It's the Marbles with Bree's new dulled down costume.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's designed to look like the classic Captain Marvel costume that was present in the late 70s and early 80s. But I'm not feeling the vibe.
I thought she'd just been rolling in shit.
I mean, it just looks absolutely terrible.
There you go, cheap.
Cheap. It feels only right we have a quick game of Snog, Marry and Avoid, doesn't it? I mean, it's teed us up quite nicely. So I'll go... oh, good God. Okay.
I think
I don't
drink
know.
first, everybody. Drink.
Yeah, to have a good drink.
Drink.
A long, hard drink, and then stiff drink, and then think of the Queen. Let's see. Why not? Oh my good God. Can we not do kind of...
Shall we just come back to you while you
punch,
vacillate?
stab, and stomp? We'll go... oh, no, it's hard, isn't it?
What are the choices again?
Is it? The choices are snog,
Yeah,
punch,
yeah.
divorce.
Well, that assumes you're already married to one of them. That's slightly disturbing.
I know who I'd marry.
Oh, go on, Brown, you foot
Listen,
fetish
I'm the presenter. I have to respect my guests and get their opinions first before my own. That's how presenting works. I know you're out of sorts, Rune, because you're not presenting. You are out of your comfort zone. Okay, I will go to Brian. Snog, marry, avoid.
Snog, marry, and avoid. I thought it's a divorce because I was going to say you can't have
But he
a
changed the
divorce
damn
without the marry.
rules.
So was it snog? I'm still again. Snog.
Okay, look, here you go. R2 says tug, berry, avoid. Yeah,
Well,
that's
make it
better.
make it
Okay, that's better. Okay, so tug, berry, avoid. Okay, Bright.
What do you mean tug?
Tug one off.
Oh my God.
I thought you meant one of these new women had an appendage. Or two.
No,
Tug has a very different meaning in Scotland.
I would
tug
say
is cracking one off.
all three of those options go towards Brie for me.
Oh my God. Right.
Really?
Aye, you've confused me by continually changing the goalposts. I'd written about
Yeah,
4
come
answers
on,
down, but
Brown. Clarity.
I'm completely off the rails.
Okay, Brian, just go for your own answers and explain to the audience what you would go for.
He doesn't know the damn question.
I've changed that about 4 times. Avoid. I'll put avoid for the one on the left because I can't stand people that keep on going on it.
She's
for correcting
20 apparently, so age.
Correcting your
isn't an
names.
issue. Yeah.
Well, it's not the age; it's the correcting your names and all that bollocks and falling out with you for getting their name wrong. So I'd avoid her on the far left. Snog, the one on the right, who I don't know her name, and I'll go for Monica Rambeau, and I'll go for Mary Bree because obviously I'm a big fan of sticking your dick in crazy.
Oh, I hope his missus doesn't watch these
Z,
streams.
this is just theoretical, obviously, because you're a droid. So go on.
I'd probably snog Photon because I've never had a black chick before.
For fuck's sake.
Once you've had, there's no going back.
Well, you never go back. I'd avoid Brie Larson because she gets my back up so much. Every time she opens her mouth, her voice is like nails scraping down the chalkboard. Now, the one who's playing Miss Marvel, Iman Vellani, she's actually really fun in interviews. She's got a really lively personality.
Yeah.
I quite like her. So I'd probably marry her.
She's only 15, though, we need to point out for legal reasons.
Yeah, he's a droid, though, so it doesn't apply.
No, it's okay.
Go on, Swappers.
She's 20.
It's fine. It's absolutely fine. What were the options again? Fist, slap, and what was it? Typhoid?
Just get on with it.
I'd fist. No. I'd kiss
all of them.
Oh God, yeah. I'd kiss Photon. She's quite attractive. I'd marry Miss Marvel because she's probably got the liveliest and most enjoyable, fun personality. So you could probably see a long-term thing in that. And then Brie Larson. Fuck no.
Ruin, go on.
Well, I'm thinking of casting all 3 as the lead roles for my Star Wars trilogy. So, yeah, it's really got me thinking. But no, you know...
So which ones are going to play Han Solo?
Well, we know which one Chewbacca is, don't we? So... I've not said anything. What are you...
Do you know what I'm going to do? Bear with me. Brian, do you know what this symbol means?
Oh, here we go.
The mouse died. Secret comedy. The mouse dies.
No, it's not as good a joke when you can't pull it off.
Yeah, move along.
Oh, get rid of this! Get rid of this image because it's giving me fucking Marvel carditis.
I'm going to snog Brie Larson just to piss everyone off. I'm going to marry the one in the rather striking black and white uniform, and yes, the frumpy dumpy 15-year-old. We better avoid that one on the left.
Okay, you want my choices?
I do, Brown. Can't wait.
I do all 3 to Brie because I only see Brie. I don't see anybody else in my world. It's Brie all the way.
There's only one woman for you, isn't there?
Obviously, forget the feet, but yeah, Brie for me.
Just out of curiosity, Brown, what would you give each of them out of 10?
Well, it's just Brie. 1. Is it me?
Yes.
Or is it? Okay. Chat, help me out here. Is it me or has Brie had some work done?
No, her personality is still dislikable.
No, I was thinking more...
To try and remove that perma skull from her face.
No, I was thinking more of the
Don't say it.
Facial reconstruction. What do you think, folks?
It's a weird angle. I don't know.
Ruin wants Brie's ruined toes. Yeah, well, he can have them.
Oh, no need.
Have you not got any Brie Larson foot pics, Brown, on your slideshow?
No, because that would be a channel killer. Yeah, I'm not even gonna go anywhere near that.
Moving on.
See, here you go. Moving on. Jay Goodwin, makeup does wonders.
For all of Brie Larson's faults, I have to say that her looks isn't the problem, in my opinion.
Well, agreed. Totally agreed, mate. Yeah. It's a shame, really. I hated her in Scott Pilgrim, but
I don't even remember in Scott. I hated that film,
she
Scott
was
Pilgrim.
awful.
I don't remember her at all.
But yeah, I have a soft spot for Brie. I think this movie is just gonna. There you go. Movie will be marvelous shite. I think this is just gonna tank horrendously, isn't it, Z?
Yeah, I can't see it going anywhere. The trailer looked completely lackluster, and I think they released a teaser last week, which didn't do anything to make me appeal to this movie that nobody wanted.
Mm-hmm.
I think they know they've had it, don't they?
I mean, are you going to sit down and watch WandaVision, Ms. Marvel, and Secret Invasion just to get up to speed with this? Are you that much of a Disnoid? Is anybody that much of a Disnoid?
That's a big ask, isn't it? That?
It is a big ask.
Unlike Breeze, which is completely flat.
Moving on. We've been told we've been bogged, so we'll move on. It's not going to do well, folks, is it? They're not selling it to us.
Oh God, look at Ruin's avatar.
Well, Brownie's not going to do it, so I'm going to give the people what they want. There we go.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
What is it? No.
That's Brie Larson after a pedicure.
Yeah,
Brie Larson's feet, everybody.
Yep. Cross everything, folks. And keep them crossed forever.
It looks like a hobbit's had a truck ride over one of their feet.
Nobody is going to sleep tonight,
Well,
especially me. Sorry, folks. He can't help
yeah,
himself.
but for different reasons, you, Brownie, we know what you'll be doing all
Yeah,
night.
he can't help himself. Anyway. Okay.
Brownie just going to be fantasizing about those foot jobs.
Oh, yes. Okay. Did anybody see this? John Boyega said, they treated me like shit. I had no story for my character, and I felt diminished because of my race. I'm never working on Star Wars again.
And this
Did
was
you see
when?
that? Today.
Ooh,
Really? Oh, wow.
Kiss goodbye to his role in the Ray movie then.
So then there was an interview saying that he is open to being
Oppenheimer.
in Star Wars again. That's why it says there, Lucasfilm, we got a money bag for you. Yeah.
Just to clarify slightly, he didn't actually say those exact words. This is just Script Trooper doing a little summary of what he believes he said with some of his tweets, comments, etc. over the last few years. It did look like he wasn't going to be involved in Star Wars ever again. Something that's changed. Could it be career-wise? Could it be money? We don't really know at this point, but Script Troopers, he's made up his mind already.
Yeah.
I just looked at the image. And I realised that wasn't actually a quote from him. I thought you were reading a direct quote from.
No, it's Script Doctor kind of spinning it a little bit. Yes.
I look forward to him being shrunk on the Chinese poster for the next movie.
He did get shortchanged, didn't he, Ruin?
Well,
did you have anything to do with that?
I mean, I don't know what he's talking about. I gave him a fabulous role. We had him, pissing Bacta all over the place, and then we had him running around shouting Ray, and he's having the time of his life. And we haven't given that stupid scene with, BB-8 riding on the half-destroyed Scout Walker and, fighting Phasma and getting sexually assaulted by Rose Tico. What's he complaining about? He had the time of his life. And apologies to Black Lives or Black Votes, because apparently he was eating when you went full screen with my avatar. So apologies.
Not anymore, he isn't.
No, I don't know about you guys, but when I first saw the trailer for The Force Awakens, I was looking forward to a stormtrooper had broken his programming, found out he was force sensitive, and his journey to become a Jedi.
There's a lot of potential there.
There was a lot of potential.
Yeah.
And then The Last Jedi happened and immediately turned him into a joke, sent him on a ridiculous side quest, which, if you take out the entire Canterbite section of the film, makes no difference to the movie at all. They ruined him.
It was quite a clever idea, but I prefer the stormtroopers to stay as kind of mindless drones, because otherwise I think it makes the heroes look particularly bad.
I'd rather, I agree with that. I would have done that, but had like some kind of, I would have thought up some kind of special case for him, like something happened to him to kind of trigger his defection, if you like.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things I thought when I start watching The Last Jedi is they were tracking Finn. He's a Manchurian candidate. He was sent to infiltrate the rebels and sent by Captain Phasma, which is why she was so observant of him in the first movie. That's what I thought was going to happen. But no, it goes on a ridiculous side quest with a bag of potatoes.
What type of variety of potatoes?
King Edward.
Ruin, are you available to read a chat from Ceretis Paribus?
Yeah, I can't help but feel that's some kind of pun that we're not quite nailing. But anyway, he certainly says none of his criticism is off point, though. They did use him as a diversity shield. They did waste his arc. They did make noise about D+ shows. He didn't write or produce the shite. I beat him no ill.
No, I totally agree with his complaints myself. But I don't agree with him wanting to fucking go back and have more dealt to him in another movie.
I mean, he's a quite good actor.
He is. He's a great actor.
So, do something with him.
Yeah.
Use
John,
him.
don't do it.
Not just good actor, he's got the charisma and he understands Star Wars.
Yeah, he does.
He got how you're supposed to act in these films when a lot of people didn't. Certainly Holdo didn't, that's for goddamn sure.
He's a genuine fan as well, which is rare these days.
Unlike Ruin.
Brown, are you trying to say something by having the homosexual content logo on the corner of the screen right now?
No, it's hate content.
Oh.
Hate content.
That's one for Brian. Brian,
I thought you knew something about Boyega that we didn't.
Don't you, Brian? You get it, don't you?
Yes, I do indeed.
Well, of course, Boyega was heavily, suggested that he was in a bit of a relationship with Poe in the movies. I mean, did you all miss that one?
The lip biting scene.
Yeah, it's a bit strange, wasn't
it? Yeah.
I think that's
How
what
did Tinky Winky feel?
Betrayed.
Well, if you look closely, you can still see Boyega's got the key to his, what do they call those things that they lock the penis in? Yeah, wow. I was thinking of something else, but...
Go on, Brian, you was going to say.
Oh, I can't remember now.
Sorry, Brian.
Okay. So, Ruin, why did you go out of your way to ruin all our dreams and aspirations as fans?
Oh, because I'm a round-headed bastard, and it's what I get a kick from. Because Luke was everything that I wasn't, and I hated him when I was a little child, and I never got to be him because I was a little pasty, round-headed shit, and I could never be the hero that Luke was. So I said, one day I'm going to get my own back, and I'm going to ridicule him, stomp all over him, and kill him off, and that's what I did. And Boyega was just collateral damage. Yes. So is that the answer you're looking for, Brown?
Where did was it Kathy's initial suggestion, or did you go to her with the suggestion?
It was, if I remember right, it was a
Or was
rather
it mutual?
Well, it was a mutual sexual session when we were thrashing this kind of thing out. And, by the way, the chat are already making alternative suggestions for what HC stands for. What do you think of Mega Spider-Man?
He's way off the mark there.
Are we
Way
taking
off.
submissions for the HC?
Well, I've told you what it is. It's
It's open to interpretation.
oh god.
See, fuck's sake.
You're a set of bastards. You're going out your way to get my channel struck off, all lawyer chat included. You're a set of bastards. Here you go. Streamkiller, Iceman, Ruin, and KK arrived mutually.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Here you go, Rue. This one's for you, pal.
Would you like me to read it? Well,
if you could go out your way, possibly yes.
Okay, well, I hope you're passing these funds on to. You've got my bank details, so thank you, Nikki Relihan, and he's got a fabulous. I love his little image there. It looks like one of my storyboards. It's fantastic. He says, "Ruin is the best Star Wars director ever, better than the other guy, George A. Lucas or whatever his name is." Yes, Nikki. Thank you, and at least someone gets it around here.
And that's £5 of real money, folks.
Real money.
Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
If you look at the Last Jedi Art of Star Wars book, I've got just about every one they've come out, and I stopped buying them after The Last Jedi. They include Rian Johnson's sketches, and they are literally the one that was up a minute ago is better than the one that Rian Johnson did.
Yeah, he's an abysmal storyboarder. Yeah.
Where the flying iron? Where did you come up with that idea?
Well, there's a story behind that actually. You want me to get into it now, or do you want to save for the green room because you might need the HC logo up there? And then, so basically, what was happening
Can you keep
is
it kind of half
family friendly.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Do I need to put the warning triangle up again though?
Yeah, put the warning triangle up just in case, because that sometimes
Okay,
helps.
it's up.
Okay, so basically, Kathy was doing the chores around the house, she's just done some washing, and it's just been in the tumble dryer, and you know what it's like when it comes out the tumble dryer, it's all creased, and so I'm trying to write, I'm trying to do my work, and Kathy's, she comes fumbling into the goddamn office. You get the bed linen all over the place, and we start arguing, and anyway, she's looking for the iron. She gets the ironing board out, and actually, I'm like,
are you saying she's doing all the woman's work? It sounds like it to me. You sexist pig.
No, I was having a day off. So she's bent over. She couldn't get the ironing board up to the correct height, so it's ridiculously low. So she's bent right over, and she's got these, big frilly knickers on, and she's ironing away. So I'm sat there, and at this point I've dropped the pen. My mind's gone. Luke's already dead anyway in the script, so I'm not really arsed about the ending. So I'm looking at Kathy. She's bent over. She's ironing this bed linen, and basically jumped up, belt off, pants down the ankles, full Hugh Edwards. And
oh god, he's gone, everybody. You mean it cost you 35,000 quid for the pictures?
I'm gone. Oh god. So basically, what happened was, we're in a romantic situation, and the iron has gone flying into the air.
Yeah.
And it was at that moment.
It ended up in the film.
At that moment, I thought, this should go into the movie.
I thought it because ILM had run out of budget, but how mistaken I was.
Well, now you know, folks.
Okay.
If you want to know the real story, It's an awful lot shorter and
don't
with a
think
lot
I'm doing
less
that.
sexual tension.
Oh, okay.
The Iron in The Last Jedi actually comes from a parody, believe it or not, that was done of Star Wars in 1978 called Hardware Wars. And at the very start, instead of seeing a Star Destroyer, it's a fucking iron. Some reason Ryan Johnson thought that'd be a great thing to put in his film.
Well,
And on that bombshell, shall we move on?
oh,
Somebody who I know posted this today.
This is the new Hot Toys figure, isn't it?
I believe so.
mm.
What do you reckon to that, Roo?
Who is it? I don't know who this person is.
Anybody in the chat know who that is?
Why, this is Master Anakin.
Who's he?
Yeah, he's got a sexy old pose there. Why is he wearing a skirt, though? What's going on there?
It's a kilt.
Oh,
What do we reckon to that then, boys and girls?
Yes, today, this is the announcement that was made by Hot Toys that they've decided to up their game. Instead of having the the kind of sculpted hair, they're going for a more realistic look. The difference in quality between this one and the previous figures is pretty staggering. The most tragic thing about it is it's probably wiped about $2,000 off my resale value of my Hot Toys collection.
Will you be getting this one?
I think I've been slightly burned with Star Wars over the last 5 years. I don't think I will. I think I'll be trying to offload what I've got as quickly as possible before people realise this is out.
oh,
Because the Revenge of the Sith version was going for something like £800 from an original price of about $280. So,
Oh, do it. You can afford yourself a remote control Grimlock then.
yes, by your pricing, yeah.
Brian, out of interest, what's your single most valuable piece of memorabilia?
Of Star Wars, I'm not quite sure. It used to be Christopher Lee's signature series lightsaber prop, which I sold for ridiculously low money. I don't know. I don't tend to keep a lot of my stuff. I tend to kind of chop and change.
You still got that double-ended dildo from The Rise of Skywalker, the lesbian.
I do
lesbian
have
yeah.
Darth Maul's double-ender somewhere. I'm going to look that out.
Really? Does it light up?
It does. It lights up, makes swishing noises. The lot.
Lights his face
Is
up.
it good?
It's great. They've got the new ones they've brought out are the quality in the metal isn't as good, I don't think, but certainly the electronics are far superior.
I wonder if this figure's as anatomically correct as a Barbie.
Oh God. Well, Disney's taking his balls, so probably not.
Is this Disney trying to grab cash?
I don't know. Hot Toys seem to work independently, and they just have the license. They just seem to do what they want. They've brought out so many different versions of these figures, and they just seem to be getting better and better. There's a few seriously dodgy sculpts coming out, but
Okay.
they've got a few figures in reserve here that are supposed to be. They're on people having pre-orders, and now that they've announced this, I think they might well be cancelling that and saving up for these ones.
Because it just seems to me that a lot of merch that's coming out just seems to be all the old stuff. They've realised that nobody wants the crap they're trying to, like the Rose Ticos and all that shite.
Well,
Not so
after
much.
Sorry, Brian, go on.
Not so much Hot Toys. They seem to have their own little kind of agenda. They've been putting out figures as they tend to bring the figures out, or at least the preview of the figures out when the movies are out and about, and then they go back through their back catalogue and try and update them and stuff. They've had two different versions of the same Loki that have come out, that kind of thing. Sorry, swappers, you were saying?
I've completely forgotten what I was going to say.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay, Mr. Brown Alliance in the chat, that's me. I didn't type this, by the way. You should see the feet on the Brie Larson figurine. I think it's detachable toes on that.
Opposable toes, so you can kind of put them in whatever messed up way that you want.
They've got the long-haired Brie figure, which isn't very good, but the short-haired one's excellent. But no one wants to buy it because it's a bit shite.
Okay, I will throw this question out to the chats and also the panel. I know we've been burnt on Star Wars of late, but chat, would anybody buy that? If
I had the money.
If Brian, do you know how much that's going to be?
We don't know a great deal about it. The scale, we're all assuming that it's 1/6. It could be quarter scale, depending on the detail that's on it.
Wow.
I suppose you could have a lot of fun setting the hair on fire, couldn't you, reenacting Mustafa?
I'm guessing the lightsaber actually does light up as well.
They do, yep.
Melvin deeply. No, see, it could be great on bonfire. On a bonfire night, you could throw him on the bonfire.
Along with the rest of your Star Wars stuff, Simon Pegg style.
Yeah, and then he'd crawl out, and then you've got your Darth Vader model. Then, yeah.
Tina too far, bro.
Sorry. Sorry. Chat moved on. Here you go. Elno. Z, would you buy it?
No.
All right.
Can we guess how much it's going to be? I mean, you're probably talking 100 quid plus here. I don't know.
No, those
100 quid.
those figures.
Yeah, right.
The previous set of figures are about £280, roughly, depending on which one you get. The Iron Man figures are about 440-ish.
God, who's buying this shit?
Here you go. I would, but I have cats, and they will. Yeah, it's it. Here you go. Black Lives. Yeah. No.
Who's pissing in the background there? Who's doing a Frank Drebin? Taking the mic to the toilet.
I presume it's Z.
Swappers, I think.
It's me. It's me. I thought I'd add a bit of accompaniment to the background.
Amelia Bedelia said she'd rather buy a bottle of green titty milk. Well, that can be arranged.
Could you sign it for her?
Sign it? I'll piss in it for her if she wants.
There you go, Amelia Bedelia. You are on a promise from the horse's mouth himself, Ruin. Yeah.
What did they actually use for the milk ruin in that movie?
Harry Monk.
Well, look. I don't know if Black Lives or Black Votes are still eating, but if he is, I'd suggest he puts his Subway down. Kathy was lactating at the time. So we had a ready supply of
backstage with a pump.
I like how the people watching this, the number's been on like 69 most of the night. Are they trying to tell me something? Okay. Ruin, would you buy one of those then? I know you're rich.
What for £480 or whatever?
Afford it?
Oh, good God. No, in short, no. I think the only Star Wars kind of memorabilia I still have most of my original Kenner figures, which I do cherish, and is in played with condition. You know, I'm not one of these keep them in the boxes arseholes.
Oh, so they're worthless then, yeah.
Well, they are pretty much, yeah. But I would never get rid of them. I do have some rather nice Star Wars Lego, but no, I know absolutely no way at all. I'd sooner pay for a night with sucking Brie Larson's toes than pay for that figure. No.
What about the Luke Skywalker Return of the Jedi Knight version?
I'd be very tempted to buy that. Very.
Yeah, my question was then, if nobody wants to buy this, this is for the chat as well, which Star Wars hot toy, 1/6, would you buy? You're only allowed one. Which, out of all Star Wars, what would you buy? Yeah. So, Bri, what would you... if there was to produce the perfect hot toy from Star Wars that spoke to you, what would it be?
has to be the very one I mentioned, Return of the Jedi, Luke,
Right.
which I've got. But if they made a better one, I'd probably still get that. Try and forget everything that happened over the last 5-6 years.
Can't unsee it though, can you?
See, Smiley's in the chat saying Alec Guinness, but it depends. They've done a few different versions of Guinness, and Bold Alec's hair fucking changes depending on which shot. Not as bad as young
Would they have
Ewan.
a removable toupee with that figure? Or?
I think you would have to have something that's like it just keeps moving depending on which shot. Grievous.
Can you do these in Alec Guinness's voice?
Darth Vader's card, please.
Oh, if you're going to do that, then read out Hal Murray's one.
God. The obese, 6-titted dancer in Appa's palace.
This one?
You see, all these figures are available at the moment.
Yeah. See, Black Lives, yeah.
I've actually...
That'd be expensive, that one. The amount of plastic you'd need to make that.
It comes in as an accessory, doesn't it? So you have to like screw it on.
I've actually got Phantom Menace Hot Toys Liam Neeson's, but it's unlike Liam's cock, it's still in the box.
Oh, get it out and play with it, Brian. You know, have a fondle with it. You love
Okay,
it.
Z, your dream hot toy.
Well, Princess Leia in the gold bikini, of course.
Oh,
Top choice.
oh. Why?
Why? Because I'm currently looking at images of it online with safe search off.
Yeah.
I think I might have to mute myself and crack one off.
He's malfunctioning, folks. No, it's not allowed, mate. Sorry. No.
There was rumours they were going to be doing Anakin Starfighter in 1/6 scale, which would have been about $2,000.
Wow.
I love that. They have the Back to the Future, have the license for Back to the Future as well. They've got a couple of ropey Doc Browns in there, a
No
decent
relation.
Marty or two, and they've got the DeLorean.
Swaps, dream hot toy from Star Wars.
Oh, it's a tough choice, and I think probably Grand Moff Tarkin with a pair of pink bunny slippers.
See, from Zev, this is a thinking man's joke, everybody. A 1/6 Death Star. Very good.
Lizzo's arse.
That's no moon.
It's Lizzo's posterior.
Ruin?
Oh, well, it's an easy one. It would have to be a Luke in The Last Jedi with the green milk dribbling down his grey beard and that look of pure depression. Yes, I'd love to. I can picture it now. It's the ultimate toy. Yes.
Mark Hamill should have just told them to fuck off.
Well,
when it gets down to the nitty-gritty, he should have just said, I'm not doing it.
He should have, but then he could have said goodbye to all that lovely Wonga that he would have received afterwards.
I'm not doing it. Sue me. Walked off set.
He should have, definitely. In an ideal world, he should have.
I think we'd have all been in a different place now. Wouldn't we, Ruin?
Well, we'd have just recast him with some other old fucker. I don't know.
Peter Dinklage.
Peter Dinklage.
Okay, I would say my dream Star Wars.
Captain Kirk.
Possibly.
It's not Owen and Beru, is it? After they get torched by the stormtroopers.
Possibly. I do like stormtroopers. Darth Vader's a great one. Name some other characters. Help me out.
Jabba the Hutt.
You
Dr.
can't name
McCoy?
any others.
Dr. McCoy. Captain Kirk?
Gandalf.
I've got one for you, Brownie. I know it's right up your street. What about a
Jar
young
Jar Brown?
Padme in the white crop top?
Could I have it life size?
You can have it with a bonus hole if you want.
That's a thinking man's joke, everybody. Sad, isn't it? Sad, isn't it, when the world's got to that state? Okay. I did like some of the Ralph McQuarrie inspired designs in the Mandalorian. You know,
Hey,
like
now
the,
you're talking. Now you're talking.
They were
Macquarie designs.
fantastic. They were
Oh.
fantastic.
Yeah, any of the Macquarie designs.
They were-
Absolutely love those.
Fantastic. What about Boba Fett?
Mm.
Hmm.
I'd like
Which
the.
one
I'd like,
though?
I'd like Macquarie
Empire.
white prototype Macquarie Boba Fett. I love that one.
Yeah.
They do both the Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett and they do Boba Fett from the Boba Fett TV show.
I don't think I'd like Reva.
Oh, Brown, you can't say that in this day
I
and
know
age.
that's. But no.
It was her lightsaber, wasn't it, that failed to meet
Kill
its
anybody, really.
goals on the crowdfunding thing for HasLab thing, as I recall.
Yeah, nobody wanted it.
No one wanted it just because it was hers.
Mr. Brown,
yes. Here we
abject
go.
mediocrity has a question for you about the proposed clone stream.
Go on then.
He wants to know.
You've got the. Go on. You've got the keys to the.
Okay,
You can do it.
I'll overwrite you, Ceteris Paribossus. He says, how many stills of crop top Padme are we getting in clones?
All of them.
Yeah, all of them, and we'll keep them on screen for a long time. You can mute
All of
us,
them. Yes.
and you can do what you will. Yeah.
You gotta make sure you get a really good close up, high definition shot of her gash as well.
I think we'll pass on that one.
There's no blood on it. I still want to know why there was no blood there. It just confounds me.
She's only 14.
Here you go. This is for one of the.
Oh, God.
Listen. There you go. That's all you're getting. This is the way.
Wank.
Okay. So, shall we move on? I feel we got bogged down a little in Aiden.
Yeah, it's good. It's good bogged down though, I think.
Yes.
Hey,
Get in the bin.
Okay.
Robbie's catchphrase.
Yes.
Mr. Brown's ex-drug taking years of led
No,
over
that-
into this no-go here.
No, that'd be me picking up the pills from the bin.
Yorkshire Trooper.
Okay, shall we? I can't speak tonight. Sorry, folks. Hashtag get in the bin. Anybody know what it is? Any guesses?
In this day and age, it could be anything. The writer's strike.
Very good, Brian. Fear the Hammers says, I will just before we move on, is Mr. Brown shadow banned from birth? Yes. He deserves more subs. Thank you. 3,000 subs, folks. We need 3,000 subs to do that mega stream, don't we, guys?
Oh, yes.
Well, if you get 97,000 more, then we can do something really fantastic, can't we?
It's less
could,
than
yes.
270 people we need.
Oh, tell your friends, everybody. Come on, just tell your friends. You must
Come
have
on.
friends.
Just
Listen,
make some burner accounts. Come on.
The 71 people watching this know that this is the best place to be on Earth at this moment.
Wow.
72. See, they're all coming in now. Okay, so hashtag get in the bin. Okay, so let's do it. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Did anybody see this?
Yeah. Apparently that's a bloke.
Oh my god! Nothing surprises me.
I think it was overpaid by about $395.
This is the guy who wrote the Daredevil episode, isn't it?
What?
Yep.
Ruin?
I don't know where to go with this one without getting you demonetized, so I'll try and keep it brief. Firstly, is that what is on the phone cover? I'm transfixed, and it looks vaguely familiar.
Jawas, is it?
Is it Jawas or is
A
that
green Jawa.
Yeah,
Looks
is that
more like the
Gwen?
Spider-Man thing, is it not?
Oh, right.
Gwen. Is it Gwen? No, I don't know.
Is it
Okay.
Orko from He-Man? I don't know. It's something
I
like
thought
that.
it was Marvin the Martian.
Ah. Yeah, I want to know, what is a residual salary, first of all? What does that mean?
Anybody in the chat know? Pass.
What is a residual?
When you get paid for later showings, that kind of thing.
I really think they should just show photos of the writers of a show before it actually airs, so you know whether or not to avoid it.
Oh, well, that would have really fucked me up for The Last Jedi then, wouldn't it? I mean, what about, well, then Leslie Headland better start.
Oh. Ironically, she was the first person to be put in the bin on Sunday.
Oh, really?
There's a common theme coming in here, folks. Can you see it?
Have you noticed how Leslie Headland's got such a very square head? We're starting to look like a PlayStation controller with my round head and Leslie Headland's square head.
Here you go, folks. I love it when the new people appear, the lurkers. Hershey, I can't even say the name. Hershey Killer. Residual is when they get paid if the show makes money. Well, it didn't make a lot of money then.
So he owes 17 grand then, is that what you're saying? It's a horrible, strange situation, this. And as an old school trade union, I tend to take the side of the unions, but you've got two different sides, the woke activists posing as writers, plus the horrific, giant, greedy overlords of the corporate world. And I say it's like watching two people you can't stand fighting in the pub car park.
Over scraps.
Yeah. So this is really testing my trade union loyalties here because I can't stand either of them.
Mr. Brown, Hershey Killer, if we could do a follow-up.
Could you do it? Because my mouse has died again.
He or she or Hershey.
Don't misgender them, for God's sake.
Yes. Oh, God, no. It says, hi, long-time watcher. Happy to catch it live. So they're normally on the demand, on the catch-up. Yeah, so good to have you with us, Hershey.
Tell your friends.
Upload an avatar, Hershey. We want to know how you represent yourself other than
it's Rimmer from Red Dwarf.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah. Thank you, man. Show everybody. Okay. So, do we have any sympathy with this She-Hulk writer? Anybody in the chat? Any sympathy?
We should in principle.
Yes.
But because we hate the shite that comes out of his fucking turd-tipped pen, probably not. Which is kind of double standards on our part, I would think.
I mean, $396 would barely buy her the hot toy of She-Hulk, wouldn't it?
Assuming they make one. See, here you go. Amelia Bedelia 0.
You don't want to go near the chat.
Listen, I'd be insulted if I looked like that.
Do you not fancy a nice little pink/purpley barnet brown?
Pink
a dye? Yeah. Prince. At the bingo night.
No. They just
the carpets match the drapes.
They just think they're saving the world, don't they? Or is
They're not saving any money in the bank account, that's for sure.
Is it me?
If I may, Brown, Guy 4X, his only contribution is to tell us what time it is in the UK.
12:03, folks.
There we go. Valid.
Okay, question then. Everybody in the chat, what is your local time? We've got
That's
10 minutes
exciting.
to fill.
That's how exciting this stream's getting.
You don't listen. You don't get this on Nerdrotic. What is your local time, folks? We will just sit here in silence until you. Here you go. Look, here we go. 1 a.m. My God. Karatos, bedtime.
Oh, a lot of 6 o'clockers. What's going on there?
Medication time.
Oh. See, chat moved up really, really quick then. Everybody's, yeah, I know, see. You ask the right questions, everybody gets involved.
Fiona makes a good point.
Fiona always does. Just let me get to it. This is exciting. I've never been so excited on a stream in a long time. Here you go. It's fantastic.
Oh, Brownie's so proud of himself for asking
Yay!
everyone what time
Look
it
at
is.
this. This is how you do YouTube. Chat interaction, everybody. Yay! Look at that. Oh, yes. I think I'm having too much fun here. I think this is going to be the standard question for every stream from now on. What's your local time? And see, chat. It's not even the chat is moving so quick. I can't keep up.
Can we just all agree it's time for the Ryan Johnson
Oh,
trilogy?
this is fantastic. Listen, fuck you lot. I'm enjoying myself. Da-da-da-da-da.
Tell me the
Okay.
time teller. Aye, exactly, Fiona.
Thank you, Fiona. Okay. So we've got no sympathy with whoever that is. I couldn't even be bothered to find out who the name is. Yeah. So it's very much Cry Wolf, isn't it? Okay. Shall we move on then, folks?
Yes, getting bogged down in this one, aren't we? Oh,
Thank
save
God.
the best to last.
Okay. This popped up on my feed this week, or was it yesterday, perhaps? And I thought, okay, we've not really talked about this in a long time. I think it was. I had a look at the anniversary. It was released February. I thought it was released right about this time, but it wasn't. But anyway, here we go. This is something that's been long overdue on this channel. I think we should review this at some point.
Oh,
Who remembers this?
Ah,
oh yes. Oh yes.
talking of toxic males.
Who would like to go first?
I watched this at the cinema. I thought
So
it was
did I.
great. I was absolutely. I found it shocking. It was the first film that genuinely made me go, "What the fuck?"
Same
And
here.
I think that was the scene where Clarence shoots his hand off. Give the man a hand. And
Ding
that
ding 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 ding
that
ding ding
visibly
ding ding
shook
ding ding
me.
ding 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 ding.
But this is one of the greatest films of all time. Quite obviously influenced by Judge Dredd
Oh yes.
on every single level.
I think the chat are liking this. I think
Amazing, yeah.
I think I'm overstimulating the chat tonight with times and there you go. Oh, classic.
Brown, is it some kind of anniversary? I also seem to see it on the feed.
Somebody said it was the anniversary. I thought, oh, okay. I think they said 35th anniversary, but then I looked.
It's got to be more than that.
It was 87 because I was on my foundation course in York in 87, and I went to see this with my bestest buddy and one of the tutors, and I had a similar experience than what with Z. It was like first scene, with the ED-209.
Oh,
and it
scared
just
the life out of me.
disintegrated Mr. Kinney. I just looked at my friend and went, fuck! Because we'd never seen anything like this before.
No, nothing at all. And I think I just moved to Worthing in West Sussex. And this is one of the first films I went to go and see. Great, good times, fond memories.
I think I saw this 3 times back in '87. That's how much I fucking love this film. It's just incredible. Bry?
Yes. I remember, but I didn't see this at the cinema. I was too young to get in to see it in the cinema. But I remember seeing the first photograph of it, just kind of blew me away. What is this? I need to know what this is about. And I read one of the reviews. As a kid, it totally fascinated me, but it scared the bejesus out of me. Something about the movements, and that just kind of freaked me out. But it wasn't until I think I watched it maybe about 20 years later as an adult, and you realise what an absolutely brilliant satire it is on the kind of like the Reagan administration of capitalism and all that kind of thing. Peter Weller, it's kind of strange that Peter Weller keeps getting brought into being sci-fi bit parts here and there, when the guy is such a arty-farty method actor. This guy was training people, teaching art in Florence of all places. So he really knows his stuff. To prepare for this role, he spent 9 months training with one of the top mimes on the planet. And when they got the costume, they realised that it wasn't going to work. The movements were going to be, they have to change everything they did. And I think they watched some old film where the hero is a blistering maniac. And he's basically, the movements are very exaggerated, and decided we're going to have to slow every one of these movements down, and we're going to copy that because that will give us the kind of gravitas. And he ended up creating something that was really, really special, to the point where I think as an adult watching it, and you can see some of the cloth bits under the suit, it kind of took me by surprise, because his movements are so good in this. It just seems so real. And I think without that level of performance in it, I don't think it would have worked as well.
Yeah, performance art with the movement.
Yeah.
Swappers?
I really enjoyed the porn parody version of this movie.
Oh, come on. Just for once, come on.
Robocop.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. But it was up for quite a few awards as well, that one. But I think I love watching the, if anyone hasn't seen it already, go and look this up. You will not be disappointed. I think it might be on like Vimeo or something like that. A scene that recreates the scene down the alleyway where the girl's being accosted by the two.
I've seen that. It's great.
Yeah. It's called Our Robocop Remake Scene 37 or something like that. Anyway.
Yeah.
And it's genius, absolute genius. I'll say nothing more about it, except you've got to go and watch it.
I think the entire film has been remade in that style.
It has. I think you're right. Yeah, I've got to see the rest of it. Yeah. This film was awesome. It's one of the films that I sort of saw in my adolescent stage when I was about 14. I think I was too young to get to see it in the cinema. I'm very jealous of anyone that did. It would have been incredible in the cinema, but if they re-released it, I would definitely go back and have the big screen experience, because it deserves it. This movie, everything about it is great. Literally everything about it is great. The Robocop's theme tune is just awesome. Whenever that plays on the screen,
incredible.
Yeah. His design is just utterly inspired. It's incredible. He kind of takes elements from other things. Genius. Yeah, from things like Metropolis and Star Wars, and again, there are elements of Judge Dredd there as well, and there's so many visual cues. But I remember seeing this image like Brian when I think it was in like Starlog magazine or some magazine in the 80s, and just looking at it, just being glued to the picture, thinking, what the hell is this? Whatever it is, I need to see it. And then I saw the 18 logo in the corner, and I was just gutted. Whenever I saw that logo as a kid, I was gutted, because I thought, I can't watch this. I can't watch it. But luckily, my good old dad managed to rent it on video and bring it home, so we all got to see it. But it blew me away. Literally blew me away, this film. I loved every second of it. I was utterly absorbed from beginning to end in this movie. I never looked away from the screen. There was always something incredible going on. You never knew when something crazy was going to happen in the next scene. And they just like they kept trying to up their game with how nuts the film could get. Yeah. For a good example is when I can't remember the character's name, but it's one of Bodica's crew in the toxic chemical plant place. Ends up getting melted by the chemicals. Yeah. And he's in the truck, isn't he? And he comes out the back of the truck, and he's like dissolving before everyone's eyes. I just thought,
it's funny. I remember being kind of terrified of that scene as a kid.
Yeah,
But then
And then
you're
watching
not given long enough to be terrified, are you? Because the
I
car
watched
like plows through it.
I was going to say I watched it as an adult and ended up pissing myself laughing because he just comes out for a second and it's the way he bounces off the fucking
Yeah,
his head
yeah.
comes off and all that. But it's the
Yeah.
way that the driver inside's waiting the screen. Oh, for fuck's
Yeah.
sake.
There's so many great little bits like that all the way through it, and just one of the greatest movie villains I think in any film, cinematic history. Clarence Boddicker.
Clarence Boddicker is an evil bastard. I
Yeah.
love him.
Deliciously evil. He's up there with Palpatine, isn't he? He's just, he's
No,
so
it's,
quotable.
no,
and,
it's next level.
yeah,
Bitches, leave.
yeah.
Bitches
God,
leave.
you'd really
Just
believe
get me my fucking phone call.
When he spits on the paper, and he just goes,
Improvised as well. They were all genuinely surprised.
Mind-blowingly great performances all the way through this film. Even Peter Weller, who was in the suit for the majority of the film and was kind of hidden for the majority of it, we didn't really get to see it. It was just incredible. It was fantastic in this role. And right at the end, that the scene where he just turns around and the old guy just says to him, "Nice shooting, kid. What's your name?" And he says, "Murphy." Just, fuck yes! Yes! At the end of the film, just one of the best films I've ever seen in my life.
Fuck yes!
You don't need to see any of the sequels or anything like TV series. None of that. Forget it all. Just this film is just so perfect in every way. Great director as well.
Ruin?
What can I say? I mean, it's right up there, isn't it, with The Last Jedis of fantastic films. I mean, no, I do remember this also as a child. It scarred me for life. Ed 209 scared the shit out of me as a little kid. I mean, it was a stop motion effect, wasn't it? But it just added to the, I don't know, the monstrosity of it, and that scene where it goes ape shit and it has a glitch and it shoots up the corporate room. It's just frightening. And Murphy's kind of murder at the start. It was really, it was harrowing, but fantastic movie, great score. No real kind of stars as such, in the cast, which is great.
Nancy Allen was kind of biggish, and Daniel O'Hillery was kind of big, but yeah.
Okay, but no, I really enjoyed it. I loved it. I mean, it was one of those movies that even though we were far too young to watch it for an 18, everyone sort of somehow got hold of a ripped VHS copy, and and some great we said some not so good sequels and so on, but some great video games off the back of it, from what I remember.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Well, there's that new one coming out soon as well, which I'm really interested in.
Yeah. I think I think I had a Robocop game on the SNES, or was it the Mega Drive? I can't remember. But it was a big arcade game, wasn't there? Where it's like a side shooter type thing.
Yeah. Got that. Brilliant.
Also, there was lots of popular music. Kind of. Who remembers this? Silver Bullet, 20 Seconds to Comply.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah.
Do you know, at the heart of the story, you've basically got a robot who finds out he's a man, which is a really clever part of it too, that just runs through the whole story.
Exactly. He just overcomes his kind of what they tried to make him into, doesn't he? And the human side of his old human self just comes back and dominates, and he's back to being Murphy again. You think, this is just so great.
And Wellers does such a good job acting with only half of his face on show. As Carl Urban had the same kind of problem. But it's the moment where I think Emil says to him, "We killed you," because he recognised him. I don't know how he would recognise him right enough, but it's just the little expression of realisation over his face.
Drop it. That's what he does, because he gets his gun out, doesn't he, and goes, "Drop it."
Yeah.
No, I don't mean that. I mean when Emil.
Oh, okay, sorry. When
Emil says, "We killed you," and you just see that look of he just sort of realises, or he's got a bit of realisation there's something else going on here. It's such a brilliant piece of acting.
All the ads in it as well, that changed like movie making, didn't it? The way it was presented to the audience with all the incidental ads all the way through the film as well, which is superb.
Yeah.
Everybody's just been doing tons and tons of quotes.
Yeah,
Jimmy D. Nice shooting. What's your name, son?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Very quotable film, isn't it? Yeah.
Dead or alive, you're coming with me. Shall we do a review?
Oh yeah.
Should. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love
Fancy doing it?
Robocop.
It's been long overdue.
Definitely.
Ruin, fancy doing it?
Yeah, I do. I really do. Yeah, I'd love to get into that.
We've been told, are we going to do a proper stream or 2 hours of knob gags?
A proper old school stream that we used to do. Remember, we used to do both the musings and the stream in 2 hours 45 on the button.
Yeah, I feel that if we did knob gags on this movie review, it would be a disrespect to the masterpiece that is Robocop.
It would. Just make sure that Peter Weller isn't, equaling Liam Neeson in the appendage region, and I think we should be fine.
I will say for me, this is top 3 movie.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I just when I was in the, as I said, as Z said, when I just looked at my friend in the cinema seeing Kinney getting blown away, you could have picked my jaw up off the floor. I've never ever seen anything like this before. It was just, it was a cultural moment. Would you agree, Z?
Yeah, absolutely. It was oof. I don't even know what to say. This kind of sprung on me at the last second. I honestly thought your "and finally" was going to be 40 Years of Aliens, but no.
That scene with Kinney, he ended up making that more violent than it was supposed to be.
It was edited.
Well, it was supposed to. Well, they ended up having the opposite effect because it was supposed to go on forever, where it keeps shooting, and then the punchline at the end, after he's been blown to pieces, is call a paramedic, and that's what it's supposed to be funny. But the fact that they made it less,
Yeah.
it takes that ridiculous comment away. It doesn't work as well.
Goddamn paramedic.
Please put down your weapon. You have 20 seconds to comply. I just love the way Ed Turnine just growls at everybody.
Bit like Ruin, he growls, doesn't he? Okay. So, do we fancy doing a proper review then, folks?
Yeah, totally.
Yes, you bring the slides, I'll bring the dick jokes, Brownie.
Are we going to do Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3 so we don't rush? What do you reckon, guys? Yeah?
Yeah.
And then by the time we've finished that, it's probably going to be Ahsoka, if that's all right. What do you reckon? Yes,
That's
no?
why not?
Yeah, because it's probably going to take us a while to get the... how many subs do I need for 3K?
270.
I'm kind of thinking that's probably going to be... Unless if we get a bump off somebody, I think that's going to be Christmas, isn't it, really? Ish, maybe. Perhaps.
No, I think at your rate of growth, we should be there around the Ahsoka time.
Ooh.
Right, okay. Okay then, folks. What we're going to do then, next week, we will do Act 1 of Robocop. Long overdue.
Long
Okay.
overdue.
3 weeks
Schlong.
tops, do you think?
It's going to be 3 weeks.
Yeah, 3 weeks
Yeah,
tops.
1 act per week. Okay, and I promise no knob gags. Ruin? No knob gags.
I've got my Brie Larson toes crossed. so
Liam's
I'll
not in
go
it, mate. Liam's not in it. So, okay. So, that's it, folks. I will say, chats, you are wonderful. We have enjoyed your interaction. Me more than other people, especially when I asked the local time. I quite like that. So, chat, you're wonderful. We will see you next time. I will thank the guests. Not Brian. Cheers, my friend. Great to have you back, buddy.
Thanks very much, Brown. Thanks also to Ruin, Swappers, Z, and of course the chat.
Who's smoking?
Brie Larson.
She is. She's smouldering. Z, thank you, my friend.
Go ahead, do it. Dead or alive, you're coming with me.
Swappers,
Always a
cheers,
pleasure.
pal. Yeah, cheers, mate. Swappers. Cheers, buddy.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. It's always a load of fun with you guys, and no knob gags, no Robocop, as far as I'm concerned. So,
Okay, we're going to try and be serious next week, yes, aren't we?
well, you can't prove, but
yeah, we'll try and keep the knob gags to a minimum, yes.
There aren't any knobs in the film. I think we might be able to get away with it, but I think
when he has his bollocks shot, I think that will be an opportune moment for knob gags, but we'll wait until that moment. Okay.
Painful.
Well, there's that moment when he saves the rape victim and Robocop shoots through her dress.
Oh,
there's opportunity.
Yeah,
There's an opportunity there.
Yeah. Okay. And last but by no means least, the destroyer of our hopes and dreams, Ruin Johnson, folks.
Well, I can't wait for Robocock and Peter Wellhung and yes, but no, I'll bring my serious head next week. I'll promise you.
You had
Brownie.
better.
I'll do my best.
Okay.
I'll do my best not to ruin it.
That's your job, isn't it? I think that is it, folks. We will see you probably at the weekend. So have a great remainder of the rest of your week. Tatty bye, everybody. Take care. Be good to one another.
Bye.
Bye, man.